Hello everyone, my name is Chandra Prakash Bhavna and today I want to discuss an interview in a company called, not in a company, but that was from the third party company, that was the ABM, and the client was the Bombay High Court. So the location is Mumbai and the interview date was the January 28, 2024. So the first question they asked me, index in MySQL. So, an index in MySQL is a database structure that improves the speed of data retrieval operation on a table at the cost of the additional storage and maintenance overhead. It works similarly to the index of a book, allowing MySQL to find rows much faster without scanning the entire table. So, type of indexing in MySQL, first is the primary key index. So, unique identifier for each row automatically create when you define a primary key. Example, create table users in id int primary key and name varchar 50. Second, unique index ensures all values in a column are unique. So create unique index idx email on users email. Third is the regular, that is a non-unique index, that is for the speeds up queries for columns with duplicate values. Example, create index idx name on user's name. Full text index for full text search in large text field like char varchar text. Only support on INNODB or MyISAM. Create full text index idx description on article description. Fifth is composite index. Create based on multiple columns. Create index idx name email on users name email. Sixth is the spatial index used for geospatial data. So how to use index? Create an index. Create index idx column on table name, column name. Drop an index, drop index idx column or table name. View existing indexes, show index from table name. Benefits of using indexes: faster data retrieval, improve performance of select, join and where queries. Limitations: slower insert, update and delete operations. So increase storage requirements. So these are the limitations. So how many types of index I have discussed? Primary key index, unique index, regular or non-unique index, full text index. Fifth is composite index. Sixth is spatial index. So how many are there? There are 6. Okay, 6 types of indexes. Okay, so the next question they asked me, how many index can be built if we have 16 fields? So general limits of MySQL INNODB: maximum number of indexes per table 64, maximum number of columns in a column composite index 16 columns, maximum key length 3072 bytes or INN for INNODB. So index scenario for 16 fields. Given 16 fields, the theoretical combinations are single column indexes. You can create 16 unique single column index. Composite indexes, you can combine up to 16 columns in each index but are still limited to 64 total indexes. Example, index combination. First, single column index. Create index idx field 1 on table name field 1. Create index idx field 2 on table name field 2. This gives 16 simple indexes. Second, composite index. Example, create index idx composite 1 on table name field 1 field 2. Create index idx composite 2 on table name field 3 field 4. Here is how to create a table with 16 fields and add indexes in MySQL. Create the table. Create table, example table. then field 1 int, field 2 int, field 3 varchar, 4 varchar, field 5 text, field 6 date, field 7 float, field 8 int, field 9 varchar, field 10 boolean, field 11 char, field 12 timestamp, field 13 decimal, field 14 big int, field 15 enum, field 16 blob. Second step, to create 16 single column index. So create index IDX field on example table field 1 and show on to field 16. Okay. The third question they asked me, joins. So SQL joins are used to combine rows from two or more tables based on a related column between them. So let us suppose you have a database, Bombay High Court, and you have created a table by using 3 column ID, name and department. Now you have inserted some dummy data, some 4 dummy data there. Okay, again you have created another table departments, and you have 2 columns in departments table, ID and department name. Now you can insert some dummy data, some 4 rows in the ID and department name. Now the inner join returns only the rows where there is a match in both tables. So the query for the inner join, select employees ID as employee ID, employees.name as employee name, departments.department name as department from employees, inner join departments on employees.department ID equal to departments.id. Second, left join or left outer join returns all rows from the left table and matched rows from the right table. If there is no match, null values are returned for column from the right table. So the query is select employees.id as employee ID, employees.name as employee name, departments.department name as department from employees, left join departments on employees.department underscore ID equal to departments.id. Third is the right join or right outer join returns all rows from the right table and the matched rows from the left table. If there is no match, null values are returned for columns from the left table. So select employees.id, employees.name, departments.department name from employees, right join departments on employees.department ID equal to department.id. Fourth, full outer join returns all rows from both tables. If there is no match, null values are returned for columns from the table that doesn't have a match. So select employees ID as employee ID, employees.name as employee name, departments.department name as departments from employees, left join departments on employees.department ID equal to departments.id. Union, select employees ID as employee ID, employees.name as employee name, departments.department name as departments from employees, right join departments on employees.department ID equal to department.id. Another question they asked me, what is the default join? So if you simply use the keyword join without specifying a type, SQL assume it as a inner join. So default join, that is inner join, select orders.order ID, customers.name from orders, join customer on orders.customer ID equal to customer.customer ID. So result order ID name 1 in Alice. The fourth question they ask me, helpers in CodeIgniter. Okay, so the helpers in CodeIgniter, helpers are ready-made functions to help you perform simple tasks quickly, like creating links, form or handling files. Can you repeat? Helpers are ready-made functions to help you perform simple tasks quickly, like creating links, form or handling files. So how to use a helper? Load a helper. Tell CodeIgniter which helper you want to use. This load helper URL. Load the URL helper. Second, use helper function. After loading, just call the helper function. Example, using base URL from the URL helper. Echo base URL about. So the output will be the yourwebsite.com/about. Second, okay. So next question they asked me the common helpers example. So I said first is the URL helpers, helps create links and manage URLs. So this load helper URL echo base URL home. Second is the form helper, helps make form faster. This load helper form echo form open user submit, echo form input username, echo form close. Third, text helper, shorten long text. This load helper text echo delimiter. This is a very long sentence, comma 3. So it will return the output of only 3 tokens. Like this is a auto loading helpers, to always load a helper automatically, like in the application config autoload.php and add the helper's name. So $autoload helper equal to URL and form. So that's it. Helpers are just told to make coding faster. Okay, so how many types of helpers I have discussed? First is the form helpers. First is the URL helpers. Second is the form helpers. Third is the text helpers. Okay, then auto loading helpers. Okay, so these are the helpers in CodingNator. Next question they ask me how to load helpers. So load a single helpers, use load helper in your controller or model. So this load helper and in the bracket URL. Now you can use the helper function like echo base URL about. So the output will be the your URL / about. Second, load multiple helpers. So this load helper, then inside the bracket you can use the URL and form. So this is the multiple helpers, means you are using both the URL and the form helpers. Third is the auto load helpers. If you want to helpers to always load automatically, so use open application config and there is one file called autoload.php. Then find the section autoload helper and then you can add your helpers. Autoload helper equal to URL form. So this will load the helper every time the application runs. So in the one line we can say that the helpers make your task faster and easier. Another question they ask me how to declare helpers. So steps to create, use a custom helpers. Create a helper file inside the application, then helpers. Okay, then create a new file, myhelper.php. Then ensure the file name ends with helper.php. Then write function in the helper. Inside myhelper.php define your custom function. So php if not function exists, greet user function greet user $name, return hello UC first name. Third, load the helper in your controller or model. This load helper my. Now you can use the greet user function like this, echo greet user John. So output will be the hello John. Fourth is the auto load the helper, optional. Open application config autoload.php, auto load helpers equal to my. So the key points are always use if not function exists function to avoid the conflicts. Helper file should not contain classes, only functions. So this is very important, this thing. Helper files should not contain classes, only functions. So helpers are functions only. Seventh, how do you go from one form to another form? So I said that create the first form like the form 1.php. Okay, so there you will create one form like your name and like name and just submit this one. Now create a second form, that is form2.php. Okay, form2.php, and in the form 1 you have to declare that form action form2.php, so by using the post method. Okay, now in the form 2, if is set $post name, this is for the receiving the data from the form 1. If is set post name, same HTML special character post name, secure data with the HTML special character, echo welcome name, else no data received. Form action result.php method post, input type hidden, name equal to name, values php echo name, button type submit and proceed. Step 3, create the final processing with result.php. So title result page, final result page. If set post name, so echo hello HTML char $post name, this is the final page. Else echo no data to display. How it works? Submit form 1. User enters their name and submit to form2.php. Form 2 displays the name and passes it via hidden input to the next form. Then final processing result.php display the result. 8th question, they ask me methods in PHP. So in PHP, methods are functions defined inside a class. They perform operations on object created from that class. So how to declare and use methods? So let us suppose you have created a class person and then public $name, then constructor method public function construct name, this name equal to $name. Now custom method public function greet return hello, this name. Then creating an object and calling the method $person1 equal to new person John, echo person1 greet, output hello John. Now types of method in PHP. So public method, private method, protected method, static method. Generally we have 4 types. So the first is public methods. So it is accessible for everywhere. So like public function show message, return this this public method. Okay. Second, private method accessible only within the class. Private function secret message, return this is a private method. Third, protected methods accessible within the class and subclass. Protected function protect message, return this is a protected method. Fourth, static methods can be called without creating an object. Class math public static function $a comma $b, so return $a plus $b. Echo math double colon add 510, so output will be 15. So special method in PHP. The constructor method called when an object is created. Destruct called when an object is destroyed. ToString converts an object to a string. Ninth, array declaration in PHP. In PHP, arrays are used to store multiple values in a single variable. So types of arrays in PHP: indexed array, numerical index, elements are stored with numeric values. So $fruit equal to array apple banana orange. Method 2 preferred, fruits equal to apple banana orange. Okay, so fruits equal to then square bracket apple banana orange. So this is the preferred method. Accessing elements, echo fruits square bracket 1, then output will be the banana. Then associative arrays. Okay, so the first was the indexed array, second is the associative arrays. Elements are sorted with name values. Person name equal to John, age equal to 25, city equal to New York. So accessing elements, echo $person square bracket name, so output will be the John. Third is a multi-dimensional array, so array inside array. People, so $people equal to square bracket, again inside the square bracket John 25 New York. Second, Jenny 30 Los Angeles, and then Mark 22 Chicago. Now accessing elements, echo $people 11, so the output will be 30. So there are 3 types of arrays in PHP. First is the index array, second is the associative arrays, and third is the multidimensional arrays. So useful array functions: count array returns the number of elements in an array. Then array push $array $value adds elements to the end of an array. Then array merge array 1 array 2 merge 2 or more arrays. The 10th question they asked me cookies and session. So session stored data server side for logged in users. Cookies stored data client side on the user's browser from both logged in and non-logged in users. So client side and server side. Client side. The client side refers to operations, processes or code execution that happens directly on the user's device, usually in their web browser. This part of web development focused on creating the visual interface and user interaction. How it works: when you open a website, your browser downloads the code like HTML, CSS and JavaScript from a server. The browser then renders the content and execute any interaction features. The next question they ask me, what is the client side? So the client side refers to operations, processes or code execution that happens directly on the user's device, usually in their web browser. This part of web development focuses on creating the visual interface and user interaction. How it works: when you open a website, your browser downloads the code like HTML, CSS and JavaScript from a server. The browser that renders the content and executes and any interactive features. Technology for client side. First, HTML, hypertext markup language, define the structure of web pages. Second, CSS, cascading style sheets, control the layout and style of pages. JavaScript, JS, add dynamics, features and interactivity. Fourth, framework or libraries. React, Angular, Vue.js for building advanced front-end applications. So example of client-side features: form validation without needing a server request, animations and transition on a web pages, pop-up alert or drop-out menus, single page application like Gmail. Advantage: fast, reduce the need to communicate with the user. Interactive, provides a better use experience. Work offline with technology like PWA. Disadvantage: security, code is visual to the user and can be manipulated. Browser dependency, not all browser handles code uniformly. Now the server side. The server side is everything that happens on a server, a powerful remote computer when a user requests a website or perform an action. How it works: you open a website or fill out a form and click submit. Your request goes to a server. The server processes the request like fetches data, runs code. Then the server sends the result back to the browser. Technology: programming language, PHP, Python, Node.js, Java. Database: MySQL, PostgreSQL and MongoDB. Example: logging into your account, retrieving products from e-commerce website, then processing payments. What is server side? The server side is everything that happens in the server or a powerful remote computer when a user requests a website, perform an action. Okay, so I think I have done this twice. Okay, so I will remove this processing payment. Okay, so now pros and cons for the server side. Pros is secure since data is hidden from users, can handle complex operations. Cons: slower because it depends on the server communications. 12th question they ask me, validation by how many methods in PHP or in CodingNavi. So methods for validation in web development. Validation ensures that the user input meets required standards before processing. It can be done in the following ways. First, client-side validation, where in the user's browser. How? Using HTML attributes and JavaScript. Example: HTML5 validation. Form: input type equal to email required. Button type: submit button. Form. JavaScript validation: script function validate form. Let name document.form my form name.value. If name triple equal to nothing, alert name must be filled out. Return false. Server side validation, where on the web server after form submission. How? Done using backend programming language like PHP, Python or Node.js. If $server request method double equal to post, if empty $post name, echo name is required, else name is valid. Third, database validation, where in the database layer. How? Enforce constant like not null unique check in the database. Example: MySQL, create table name, ID int primary ID and email varchar unique not null. Another is the API validation, where on API endpoints. How? API check for required field format and token security. So the validation they ask, validation by how many methods? So generally 4 methods. First is the client side validation, second is server side validation, third is database validation, fourth is API validations. Okay, so I should mention here. So four methods, by four methods. Okay, so validation done by four methods. 13 question they ask me, 16 field in your table, so how many maximum index can we make? So I said 16. Okay, so this was the interview in Bombay High Court. Location was Mumbai and interview date was the January 28, 2020. I think this is not 2024, this is 2025. Okay, so the interview date was the January 28, 2025. So I will share more interview question with you. Till then, bye.